Dodgers have some major decisions to make. The postseason starts on Saturday, but who are the Dodgers facing? Dave Roberts not so down for Shohei to pitch after all, and James Outman is in, man. That and more coming up right here. Dodgers Digest. I'm Brad J. Hit the sub button, subscribe. We're approaching the 1,000 mark. You want to be in, don't you? All right, Dodgers, major decisions to be made on that team because what are you going to do? Postseason doesn't start until Saturday. And one of the biggest things about that was, you know me, I've been kind of hyping it up about Shohei, the possibility of Shohei pitching. And the only reason I was doing that is because the way Roberts was being with it. Because Roberts was saying one thing, no chance he's going to pitching. And then one day he says he's going to leave the door open. And isn't it weird how when Roberts was saying he's going to leave the door open for a possibility of Shohei pitching, that was at the same time the Dodgers were stumbling with their starting pitching. And then they kind of cleaned things up right there at the end of the season. And now Roberts is singing a different tune regarding Shohei pitching. This is what he said right there last week. I don't see Shohei pitching in the postseason. I don't see it happening. Now, that's from Dave Roberts. That's from Doc himself. But what do you think? Love to hear it in the comments. Do you think that Shohei is still going to get a chance to get out there and pitch? I don't think so. Because of Flaherty doing good, Buehler kind of finding his own, Yamamoto kind of getting into it, Knack having decent outings too as well, I feel like there's no need for it. The bullpen has been one of the best in baseball. So if you were going to put him into a place that, if you're going to put Shohei into a spot, wouldn't you put him into like the bullpen because he's not ready to be a starting pitcher because he's not done it all season long, right? Wouldn't you do it that way? All right, let's take a look at what the team is looking at right now. So here is your potential playoff roster right there. You see it? See what I'm talking about? Will Smith sharing the duty with Austin Barnes, obviously. The Freddie Freeman thing, man, this is a big deal right now with Freddie Freeman in that first base position. Sure, Kike can fill the need, but it would probably be between Kike and Muncy to fill Freddie Freeman's position. And as you approach Saturday, he's walking on that as of this morning, but on that leg, but gingerly, as Dave Roberts had said. So I don't know, man. I'm not giving it. I don't think that ankle is ready by Saturday. I really don't. My prediction now is Freddie Freeman is not going to start that day. But, I mean, you need him for the playoffs. He will be able to contribute during the playoffs, but just that first round, man, you really need him to be solid and have that a solid ankle, Gavin Lux at second base. We see that, but you can switch that all around. Max and Kike sharing duties at third base. Obviously, we've seen that, but that also pulls Kike to first base if Freeman is out, and if Max has any problems at all, gets injured, that screws the Dodgers pretty bad right there. Miguel Rojas, he's still been on the injured list. He's going to be coming back soon. Tommy Edman, thank goodness for Tommy Edman. Absolutely love having him on the team. Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernández, Chris Taylor, and Andy Pajes on the outfield list right there. But how about CT3 hitting a home run to tie things up yesterday? We're going to need a CT3 playoff version, and not the one we saw during the season, the playoff CT3 we're going to need. But on that one, with Kiermaier out, Outman gets called up, so he becomes one of the outfield guys on that mix right there. Shohei, obviously, DH, and then here's the starting pitchers. Jack Flaherty, who's been just awesome. Walker Buehler has been finding his own. Landon Knack's been doing good. And Yamamoto, I feel like he's there. Those are the guys right there. That's your 1, 2, 3, 4 punch that you need to bring to the table for sure right there. Now, relief pitchers. You take a look at that list of release pitchers, but the one guy I don't see there, Edgardo Henriquez, who they used yesterday. I don't see him in that mix. And that 22-year-old is a phenom. That guy started in lower A at the beginning of the season, like the lowest part, where it takes like 5-6 years to get out of that. He went through every single division all the way up to the major leagues, Edgardo did, and he pitched yesterday. Let's see, what did he do yesterday? He pitched yesterday. Let's see. Pitching line for yesterday. Here he is right there. Henriquez, see, he's the last guy down there. Look at that. He did walk a guy, pitched an inning, but had 2 Ks. This guy can throw, man. He is a hurler, 22 years old, and no one really knows him yet. So I feel like if you're going to put someone on the team, put that dude on the team, right? Because he's a guy that could, even though we got the four-headed monster in the bullpen ready to come out at any moment, to take down teams because we got one of the best bullpens out there. I think you bring that guy in. And then you look at relief pitchers, Gratterall, slight injury right now, but who would you take out to bring him in if those are your pitchers? So it becomes kind of interesting as we get into it. Major decisions have to be made. Talking about Outman being in, man, and James Outman has been recalled up, did not do well, got a walk. Wrobleski went down. And this is after Kevin Kiermaier dealing with that dislocated left index finger, and that could be a problem too. I mean, Kiermaier is a center fielder for us. We need him to be able to play that position. Yes, Edman can go out there. He can do it. There's guys that can play that position, but without him, bringing in Outman, and Outman is just from the whole season. That's why he got sent down. He's just been having a rough outing, and he's a good guy. You want to see him step it up, but I don't know about that, and I don't think Outman's going to be up very long if he's not going to get some hits. Obviously, that's what would be up. And I doubt before the roster is put together that he factors into that, depending on what Roberts has in mind for that. All right, so and this talking about Henriquez. I mean, this is the guy right here. He made his major league debut back on Tuesday last week. Four-seam fastball is off the hook, topped at 101. He even struck out Fernando Tatis Jr. And if we end up facing the Padres, we like him on the mound for sure because, like I said, they don't know him. They don't know him at all. And let's go back to that pitching line we looked at. Good to see Banda back in. That's what we want to see out of him, a scoreless inning. I mean, just don't bring a paper towel dispenser up to bat because he's just going to fold right there. I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. I'm a huge Dodger fan. So Banda, good to have him back. Knack comes out there, gives up five hits in 4 innings, but does have 4 Ks. Like to see those Ks. Vesia, I like to see Vesia come in, do his thing. Did walk a guy, did give up a hit in 1 inning, but did have 2 strikeouts. Phillips, nicely done. 2 Ks, 1 inning. That's what we like there. He gets the win, the 5-1 for him. Kopech, I mean, between Kopech and Enriquez, I thought Kopech was going to come in to close that thing out. And look, I mean, he came in the 8th and struck out 2. So, very interesting. What do you do with Enriquez? He's going to be the guy that you got to start figuring out for sure. Like, what the heck do you do with that guy? And let's take a look at Shohei. As we get close to done with the regular season, look at those numbers. You really wanted to see him make a run at the Triple Crown by beating that 314 batting average, but didn't get that done. But what a historic season. 54 home runs, 59 stolen bases. This will go down in history. It's like somebody who was alive. I said this to my wife last night. Somebody who was alive watching Babe Ruth compete back in the day and like going to a Yankee game or being there and seeing it. That's something you saw one of the best players ever in baseball, and you got to see him live. So anyway, watching Shohei now and on TV or live, whatever the case may be, you're watching something that will probably never be matched ever again. And that could be for 100 or so years. We don't know. But Shohei, you're seeing something special in that man right there. And looking forward to seeing what he can do in the postseason. Dodgers have a few days off to get to that position. But let's take a look at the layout here for the postseason picture. It's all up in the air. Who are the Dodgers going to face on Saturday? Well, Brad J., they have a choice. The Dodgers are either going to face what do they got? They're either going to face they got 3 teams they're going to go against. They're going to either face the first game will get when they match up, it'll either be against the Padres, who they're 4-8 against. But recent success against them, those 2 wins were huge. So Padres we could be facing. The Braves we could be facing. They're 5-2. And the Mets we could be facing, who are 4-2. How does it all work out? Well, glad you asked that question. Today is a doubleheader between the Mets and Atlanta. All right? These are the last 2 games of the regular season. So this doubleheader today means everything. If any team sweeps the other team, let's say Atlanta wins both games against the Mets, that means Arizona Diamondbacks get in as the number 5 seed, and they end up playing the Padres. Okay, so if it's a sweep, and it doesn't matter, and it could happen. Like Atlanta wins both games, Arizona gets in. Mets win both games, Arizona gets in. That's how it works. If it's a split, Arizona is out. Both those teams get in no matter what, and that's how it goes. If Arizona does get in, they end up playing the Brewers. So the Dodgers are either facing the Padres, the Mets, or Atlanta on Saturday on Fox. There is your postseason deal right there. All right, hit the subscribe button. Mike Nelson and I, we're dropping footage every single day. We're going to continue to do this until we win the World Series. By the way, this is my World Series hat from 2020. Now that we're postseason, bringing the A game right there as well. Hit the subscribe button. Be part of it. We're approaching 1,000. You want to be in before we hit the $1,000, and we want to see you in too as well. Hit the subscribe button. Do it today. That's going to be Dodgers Digest for your Monday. I'm Brad J. And always remember, think blue.